On today's podcast, I have the pleasure of hosting Praveen Pinto. He's someone I worked very closely with in my last corporate stint. He's a passionate technology driven entrepreneur with over 24 years of success in building and promoting products across diverse domains such as banking, fintech, blockchain, retail, real estate, and hospitality. A very warm welcome to the show, Praveen.
Thanks a lot, Kaushik. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's good that we connected after quite a bit.
I'll just start off from the beginning. Like you've been into so many industries. So I have never, it's been quite a while that I've seen such a diversified experience. You started off as a project manager for about 6 years, led internet and CRM services for about 4 years. Then you delved into sales with a regional sales manager, closed two large deals, headed digital marketing RAKBank, which is when we interacted. You were the director of global digital marketing in the DAMAC Properties as well, till you became an entrepreneur with ventures into again different industries, blockchain, AI based recruiting. So that's a huge wow, and that's really a long list. So first thing I wanted to delve into is the thought process. So what drove you into trying multiple verticals across industries?
My career has always been in digital marketing or building technology, which is typically agnostic to industry vertical. So I guess I naturally flowed where the next big challenge presented itself, be it retail, be it banking, or into real estate. So that's how the progression happened. On the project manager bit, Kaushik, if you look at an entrepreneur, I feel it's a glorified title for uh, a project manager running his own startup. Now, the main difference is that in a startup, an entrepreneur is not only doing project management of technology, but of HR, of finances, marketing, investor relations, and actually even fundraising. So I think I'm still a project manager.
Very well said. So I haven't seen too many non-salesy people getting into sales for multiple reasons. However, you've not only been into sales, but you've actually got a very great track record as well. You've, I think, struck two big deals, one in Nigeria, by the way, that's my birthplace, and as well as in Abu Dhabi, where I did my schooling from. So I really like the two places. But yes, on a serious note, so what were you, like, what got you into trying sales, and how different was the experience?
Firstly, wow, you learn something new every day, don't you? I didn't know you're from Nigeria all these years. You were born there. Good stuff. Um, so if you look at this part of my journey, it was actually very unplanned. I was with Jackie's for about 5 years and then decided to leave them to join a startup. This happened to be right in the middle of the recession. And 2 months later, the startup went belly up. This then made me move into agile financial technologies, and that's when I started selling. Um, Sales, of course, can be hugely challenging, right? Especially if you're selling banking and financial solutions. This is a very regulated industry. From that perspective, banks, any BFSIs, are going to take a long time to actually close because they've got to review a lot of things before they actually make the purchase. So a typical sales cycle would go between 6 to 8 months. This meant a lot of research, a lot of networking, a lot of trust building with the prospect, and then hoping for a win at the end of the day. This journey was tough, but I think I had a great support mechanism within the company that first threw me into the deep end with the sharks, but then also helped me actually swim. Um if you look at this journey, I think it's been quite helpful to me because the rich experience that I gained from the African market and the wealth of knowledge that I got from banking and financial solution sales actually set the stage up for the rest of my career.
You've led so many marketing projects, like for example in RAKBank, in the Mark Properties as well. So how was that experience?
Um, in terms of RAKBank, the role that I played was techno-marketing. So from a technology perspective, we were expected to bring in systems and platforms to drive outbound campaigns to improve the technology stack behind our web presence or our online presence. That's when we met, right? We went
Yes.
on the IBM route. We implemented Silverpop. We implemented IBM Portal uh, to bring in the best-in-class solutions to actually drive the bank's presence. One of the larger projects that we worked on at that point of time, and I think you guys were involved as well, was the convergence of mobile banking and online banking into something we termed digital banking.
Like,
We played the role of building a best-in-class UI UX for the customers. We worked on what is still one of my favorite projects that we worked on in RAKBank. This was called RAKBank deals. This was the time that the Groupons and the Cobons were making waves, right?
mm,
We said, why not build something like this for our customers? It was very well received and actually continues even till today.
wow.
From a marketing perspective in RAKBank, we were responsible for everything organic, meaning any outbound communication, SMS, emails, social media, managing of the websites,
Mhm.
managing all of the search engine optimizing, and attracting organic traffic to the site. So that was RAKBank. Now, if you look at DAMAC, this is probably one of the best companies that you can work in if you're craving to work on cutting edge of either marketing or technology. Our systems that we had put in place were so sophisticated that you could actually track down every single cent that was spent on marketing campaigns. Not just that, post the campaign, the advanced analytics that we could look at was state of the art. The team's role in DAMAC again was techno-marketing. We built best-in-class systems and platforms that would support the performance marketing team to run campaigns.
Mhm.
We um, we also took responsibility of organic, which was across the entire group, and the chairman's digital footprint as well. The goal, if you look at it in DAMAC from the team's perspective, was to improve the quality of the leads and improve contactability. Because Kaushik, what happens in real estate is the sheer volume of leads is very large, right? You're looking at
Mm.
generating about 50,000 leads a month.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
the pre-sales team would try to call the number. Most often it would go unanswered or it would be unreachable. So this is a challenge that all real estate companies face. This was the challenge that we took on board, and we improved the quality or the contactability of leads by about 29%. So that was quite an achievement for DAMAC.
Wow. So how did you manage that? And they said generally, I know this tussle keeps happening where they say, "Are the leads are not that great," so the blame
Of
always goes
course,
on marketing. So how did you
of
do that?
course. So we use certain solutions that would allow us to do a silent ping on the number to
Mhm.
establish if the number is a working number. So an SMS is not actually sent, but it's just a silent ping. It then reverts back saying that this number is from this country, this number is in roaming, it's switched off, it's a working number. We then went further. If the number was invalid, we would try to automatically correct it using the country code. Because remember, we were doing campaigns at a global scale, right? So
Mhm.
a lot of the times, what would happen is the country code would be mismatched with the actual mobile number. So we had fixes in place where we adapted machine learning to actually come in and do a proper mapping and fix numbers that were wrong. So if the numbers were wrong, but the email ID that was given was correct, automatically an email would go out saying that we've got the wrong number, can you correct? And the vice versa also was true. But
Mhm.
the best thing that we implemented was we were the second company in the Middle East to actually implement WhatsApp for business, which was the enterprise tier of WhatsApp.
Mhm.
Aramex was the first, and then we brought it in next. This gave us a big boost because people started having conversations with us on WhatsApp as compared to on a voice call.
Now let's dig deep into your entrepreneurial journey. I've been into cryptos from about 2012. So when I discovered that, yes, you have founded Moonrig, it was very interesting. So can you just tell us a little more about it and what exactly is the, how did you come around actually building the venture?
Wow, Mr. Bose, you're surprising me more and more. You know, you're called an OG in Web3, an original gangster, because you've been there from 2012.
Yes.
Well, I came into crypto a bit later. I think I started in 2016. Like everyone else, I bought a bit of crypto. The bears hit in 2018. I had about 14 usernames and passwords to exchanges. All of us had accounts on every exchange, right, back then. Um, so the crypto was just lying there. I remember it was the first week of May, 2021,
Mhm.
when I got a call from a friend of mine, Martin. It was like at 4 in the morning. He woke me up to remind me that I have a huge stash of Dogecoin and that Elon Musk had suddenly fallen in love with the token.
Mhm.
Um, I hadn't touched crypto in a year, and it was a struggle for me to figure out where all these coins were and then how do I actually sell them.
Correct.
It took me about half a day just to sell it. I did make a handsome profit on it, but notionally I've lost because it took me half a day to sell, which meant that it went to its all-time high and then kept going down. And crypto, right? It
Mhm.
moves rather quickly,
Mhm.
so it's gone down. So notionally, I'd lost quite a lot of money. Um, I wished I had some kind of an alerting mechanism that told me that some of my tokens are really rising or falling, or some platform that told me where my crypto exists. Uh, at the same time, crypto took off. Uh, it kept going up, and then my money started flowing into crypto again. Like most others, me and some of my friends, we FOMOed into it, looking at influencers, the self-proclaimed crypto experts online. So we just
True.
FOMOed into projects that they were pushing, and most of these projects, as I'm sure even you were part of this, got wrecked.
Right.
That's when I thought of building something called Crypto Coin Alarm. I built it for myself, but the build exceeded my expectations. It came out quite well. That's when I approached two individuals, Manoj and Martin, and walked away with early investments. That's when Moonrig took shape. We
Mhm.
rebranded, we evolved the platform to actually use data at the center of everything that it does. At this moment, we have about 118,000 users. We have an intuitive wizard which actually walks users through risk profiling, model ratios, industry classifications. It then computes and showcases 15 model portfolios.
Mhm.
This is what the investor can then invest into. But they also have this ability of looking at all these 15 model portfolios and saying that, can I look at a historical simulation? What would my portfolio look like if I invested the same amount of money in this portfolio 3 years ago? What would it look like today? So we show them a simulation as well, and then that's when they can actually invest into it. The next module that we've started building is similar to your Moody's or Bloomberg, where we use analysts at a global scale to review and rate Web3 projects.
Mhm.
So all of them review and rate it on about 29 different metrics, social scores, business plan, investors, founders, attraction, tokenomics, various aspects, right? And it comes as a consolidated score into the module called Node, which is on Moonrig. If a certain number of analysts actually push the data back and do a review, this goes live on Moonrig and a research paper is generated. Now, this research paper can be purchased for a subscription or a one-time payment, either by institutional investors or by retail investors. The proceeds that come from this fee that is paid is split between all of the analysts and a Moonrig perpetually using a smart contract. Now, Moonrig has a lot to offer. I think we'll need a full episode to discuss Moonrig.
True.
So I just touched upon two of the main modules that we have.
So I
Thank
think we need to do that follow-up episode also soon.
Sure, that'll be great.
So your other venture, of course, is into AI-based HR recruiting, which is very interesting. So tell us a little more about that as well, please.
Okay, so my partner Gautam has multiple businesses in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. In a meeting a few years ago, he mentioned that it's really painful hiring talent in Africa because the pain points were basically low penetration rate for laptops, the penetration rates for email IDs as well, no CVs, no LinkedIn. There's no online platforms that offer talent acquisition solutions as well. So this opened up an opportunity for us, and Zajira was born. The goal that we had was quite simple. You've got the candidates and you've got the employers. So from a candidate's perspective, we said it has to be a passwordless solution. It has to be available on their smartphones. Uh, they should be able to search and apply for jobs in just a couple of steps. They don't need to have a CV. They don't need to have LinkedIn. They don't even need to have an email ID. From an employer's perspective, we said, let's build the best matchmaking possible. Uh, let's make sure that the process of creating a job for a recruiter um, is quite simple and is as automated as possible. Because in today's day and age, if you go and speak to a recruiter and say, I want to hire a deep sea diver who can work on a rig, the recruiter has got to go in, research what does this person do, what is the qualification required, what job description do I put in. So all of this takes time.
Hmm.
We've automated this entire thing using AI, where they only need to enter their job title. After that, everything is suggested to them. They can either choose to use a suggestion, or they can just create their own, or they can choose a suggestion and then edit it as well. This saves them a load of time, which they can actually utilize more on the onboarding process or strategizing. The other side for the employer is, and this is quite true of the Middle East and Dubai. If you look at LinkedIn as well, if you put out a job, you'll get about 2,000 CVs.
Hmm.
How do you screen these? It's an impossible task, right? Unless you have a really large team. So we decided that when we do the matchmaking, we've got to use AI to actually bring in a scoring mechanism. We don't filter out any of the candidates. We just stack them in a top-down approach. So we put the highest ranked candidates right on top, or the applicants
Mhm.
right on top. So when an employer goes into the system, they actually look at it from the highest score going downwards, so they can filter easily. We first launched the app in Tanzania a little over a month ago. We've surpassed any other recruitment app on the App Store for the Tanzanian market. So it's doing quite well in Tanzania. We plan in the next couple of weeks to actually expand into Kenya as well. So that's
Wow,
Zajira.
fantastic. And heartiest congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So where do you see technology heading, let's say, over the next 3 to 5 years?
Um, Right now, if you look at it, Kaushik, I'm sure even the only word you're listening to when it comes to technology is AI, AI, AI. But
True.
the only part of AI I'm seeing is more conversational bots. Generative AI does look quite interesting. Uh, AI in gaming has always existed. If you've played any strategy game, you will see that the AI that is built into those games is phenomenal. I feel AI will do quite well once it becomes more mature, and of course, regulation comes in. From another angle, I'd like to see more of the blockchain come in. Companies are using blockchain without the need of a token, which is the same thing that Moonrig adheres to. We don't have a token. We've been running operations from 2.5 years, but we don't have a token because there's no sense in creating a token for the sake of creating one. You
Right.
rather build a product that um, then requires a token to drive that ecosystem, and slowly we're building that ecosystem now. The only time that we'll actually need token is when Moonrig node comes into the picture. That's when we'll think of a token, but blockchain seems to be something that will thrive as well. um, on the flip side, metaverse, it made huge waves. NFTs made huge waves. I think in 2022, but it's gone completely flat in 2023. How much that will continue to thrive is anybody's guess, but maybe some projects will actually work. The use case for NFT that I really liked was, um, from an early age, if students in schools are given an NFT, which is their digital ID, which follows them across their entire career. Imagine when they walk in for an internship or they walk into their first interview, they don't have to present a CV. All they have to do is give their NFT, and this is immutable, right? So it cannot be tampered with. Uh, the employer can actually look at everything that this person has done from grade one, for example. So these are fantastic use cases for NFTs. Let's see if it actually happens.
You've literally bet your money on two of these fields, both the blockchain and AI. So wishing you the very best for that as well. And it was an absolute pleasure
Thank you.
hosting you, Praveen.
Thank you so much, Kaushik. Happy being here.